For the passengers on board, this was just another flight. For history, it was the final 8 minutes.
In modern aviation, the greatest dangers are often invisible.
Inside the cockpit, everything can appear normal.
Most fatal accidents occur when aircraft are closest to the ground.
Human judgment is the final link in aviation safety.
Weather increases workload, not forgiveness.
Authority, when unchecked, can silence warning voices.
Terrain never negotiates.
Too much information can overwhelm the human mind.
In aviation, seconds define outcomes.
The aircraft warned its crew.
Northern Pakistan is defined by terrain that rises without warning. Northern Pakistan is defined by terrain that rises without warning.
Few airports in the region sit so close to rising terrain.
Approach paths here demand strict discipline.
Low clouds erase visual references.
Circling approaches leave little room for error.
Without visual cues, perception can fail.
Distance disappears faster than pilots expect.
Alignment errors can be fatal.
Here, geography leaves no room for complacency.
The aircraft was modern, capable, and fully serviceable.
Every control responds precisely to human input.
There was no mechanical defect affecting the flight.
Inside the cockpit, preparation begins long before departure.
Mode awareness is critical in modern flight.
Automation assists, but it does not replace judgment.
Teamwork defines safety margins. Passengers remain unaware of developing risks.
The aircraft responds exactly as commanded.
There was nothing wrong with the aircraft.
Experience can inspire confidence or suppress challenge.
Silence can be as dangerous as error.
As pressure rises, clarity often falls. Crew resource management depends on trust and dialogue.
Adverse weather magnifies every decision.
Fixation narrows awareness. Errors grow when left unchallenged.
Without awareness, safety margins vanish.
The margin for recovery was already shrinking.
Time pressure distorts priorities.
Descent marks the most demanding phase of flight.
Visibility continued to deteriorate.
Path saturation began to build.
Visual references became unreliable.
The crew prepared for a demanding approach.
Flaps 20, speed alive.
Checked.
Coordination weakened under pressure.
Terrain proximity increased rapidly. Cognitive overload reduces judgment.
The situation was about to become irreversible.
The aircraft was established on an instrument approach.
This phase required strict adherence to procedure.
The aircraft was configured for landing.
Visual contact was delayed until the last moment. A circling maneuver was initiated.
The aircraft departed the final approach path. The aircraft moved beyond the protected circling area.
Visual contact with the airfield was lost.
Altitude margins were eroded. The flight had entered a critical, unstable state. The aircraft followed its programmed guidance.
The aircraft did not respond as expected.
Manual inputs did not immediately alter the aircraft's path.
Situational awareness continued to degrade.
The flight path drifted toward rising terrain.
Corrective inputs came too late.
Warnings were no longer abstract.
The margin for avoidance disappeared.
The response came in the final moments.
There was no dialer left.
Air traffic controllers sensed imminent danger.
The first alerts signaled rising danger.
Situational awareness collapsed.
Terrain, pull
Too close!
The first officer recognized the threat. The response was delayed.
The terrain dominated the flight path.
A final attempt was made to recover.
The flight ended in controlled flight into terrain.
The mountains returned to silence. Rain extinguished what fire remained. The aircraft came to rest far from the airport.
Rescue teams reached the site under difficult conditions.
The impact destroyed the aircraft completely.
There were no survivors.
The site was secured for investigation.
Flight recorders were located and secured.
Answers would come, but too late.
Investigators reconstructed the final moments. Investigators focused on understanding the sequence of events. Flight data and cockpit audio revealed the aircrafter's final path. No mechanical failure contributed to the accident.
Weather reduced visibility and increased workload.
A steep authority gradient limited effective challenge.
The first officer did not take control when it mattered most.
Multiple warnings went unheeded.
Standard operating procedures were not followed.
No single action caused the accident.
The accident was classified as controlled flight into terrain.
Every accident carries lessons written in loss.
Every accident carries lessons written in loss.
CFIT training exists to prevent repeat tragedies.
Procedures exist to protect aircraft from terrain.
Understanding human limits is central to safety.
Clear communication supports safe outcomes.
Infrastructure evolves to support safety.
Safety is built through culture, not luck.
"152 lives were lost. Their loss continues to shape safer skies.
The mountains remain unchanged by time. A silence that once carried flight. Every runway carries untold stories.
Decisions made in seconds echo for lifetimes. Training turns memory into prevention.
Aviation moves forward, safer because of lessons learned.
Those lost are never forgotten. Life continues, shaped by memory, temporal closure.
And from tragedy, the duty to remember.
Some stories end in silence.